Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. We're back to do our Bravo Day. We're going to talk about Real Housewives of Orange County, Part 3 reunion first. It was interesting. I kind of feel like we didn't really solve anything. Like, still don't know who or what to believe. There was not really any valid receipts brought. There were claims. We already had some claims. There's more claims. So I don't know. I want to hear all of your thoughts about it. But
Same.
the episode started with just some funny moments from Amsterdam, which I feel like they were trying to keep it like a little light before they got into the heaviness. So like that was cute, but not
Yeah.
really necessary. I don't know. What did you think of that montage?
I was like, I just watched this. I don't need to see it again. Moving along.
Yeah, it kind of felt like some filler just because they knew it was going to get a little dark after that. So they wanted to sort of lighten it up a bit. One interesting thing was Heather mentioning her mom moving to town, and she was kind of like, yeah, season 20, like as though that was going to secure her storyline for the next season. And I'm like, I don't know that Heather wouldn't be back, but I don't know that her mom moving to town is like going to be the reason, right?
Yeah, like what? I don't give a flying fuck. Like, why would I care that your mom's moving to town? Like, the hell?
I know. I'm so torn because I do think season 20 will be fun and light again with Vicky coming back and like a throwback to some of the older seasons, which Heather was a part of, but she wasn't really part of this core like Shannon, Tamara, and Vicky. So I don't know if she's necessary, but she is a good balance to their silliness sometimes. So do you think
Yeah,
she'll be back?
I think she'll be back. I think
Yeah.
so. I think so.
Yeah, we kind of need that one person that's not necessarily boring, but like not as dramatic as the rest. So I think
I think I enjoy her more than Gina. So there's
yes.
that. Like Gina's just kind of like all boring. Where at least with Heather, I enjoy her relationship with Terry at the very
Mhm.
least and her lavish lifestyle. So there are
Yes.
some things that I enjoy seeing from Heather.
I definitely think Emily and Gina are on the chopping block. I think maybe they'll keep Jen in just because, her Ryan is so unknown. He could get arrested at any moment. We don't know what's going on with all of that. So, and then
True.
it sounds like in this, like we'll get to it, but there was that talk of the wife of the guy that did go to jail maybe coming on the show. So I don't know if they're going to lean into that as like a storyline. So I think Jen is safe.
Yeah, I find Jen to be quite boring, but the Ryan of it all, and now this new whatever's going on with Katie trying to pry, like that might have secured their spot for next season.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think they would be kicking themselves if they got rid of Jen and then something crazy went down with Ryan. So I think she'll be back. I kind of think Katie might be back because she does bring some entertainment and, Shannon's not fond of her. So I think Emily and Gina are definitely the two to go. I think people need a break from them. I
Yeah.
enjoyed Gina's, I think she's funny, but I don't know. It's not adding a lot.
I mean, she's funny in her confessionals. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
she's really funny, like overall. I think Emily and her mess was like a little like it was like, okay, Emily, you're messy. You going back and telling this person that and telling this person that. Is it enough to keep her on the show?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
True. I think Katie could take that role pretty well. We do need that person, right? That's messy, that's willing to say this person said this, and now they're kind of like playing both sides. So I think Heather kind of needs to get into that mess a little more. We need her to take a little more of a role, but no, she won't. She doesn't need the money. So
She won't do it. No. Mm-mm.
So maybe Katie that has to do that. So they need, if they're not bringing Emily back, they would need Katie. What about Gretchen? You think she's going to be back?
I think she'll be back.
Yeah.
I think she'll be back. I think her and Tamara's history and obviously this big thing that we got no answers to with this. Like I feel like she wouldn't have been such a huge part of this reunion if she wasn't going to be back, but we'll get
Yeah.
into that because I don't.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know, I know. So yeah, so what do you think? Obviously, the most of the episode was centered around Gretchen liking these homophobic and transphobic posts and her trying to disprove that she did. But then I feel like she did admit that she did like them, but unknowingly, and she went back and unliked them, which confirms that she did like them and she did follow them. But she was following 4,500 accounts, which is excessive. So
Hmm.
do you think she was following all these hate pages on purpose, or she's one of those people that literally just follows any and everybody because they think that's gonna help their social media?
I have no idea. I honestly was so confused how the conversation kind of diverted from
Mhm.
Gretchen liking these posts to Tamra with whole, like, I feel like everything got switched onto Tamra. Like, I don't
Yes.
know how that happened, why that happened, but it seemed like the discussion went away from the point and was like hyper focused on Tamra's role in it, her being responsible for it, her holding on to it, her using it as a weapon versus like, wait a
Mhm.
minute, we are getting Gretchen. Like, Gretchen is now admitting that she did like these posts and possibly unlike them. Tamara had proof that she did go, had some posts liked 2 days prior to the reunion and unliked them.
Mhm.
And you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the fact that Gretchen followed these accounts,
Mhm.
said a lot. I also think that, yeah, she admitted that she liked him and unliked him. Like she said, she's probably not paying that close of attention to what she's following, who she's following, and like
Mhm.
she's like, oh, maybe I followed them because they made a post about God and I didn't really take into I think that that happens. Like you see one
Yeah.
thing somebody posts and you may like it or you may follow it and then not realizing like, oh my God, this is a whole hate page. I don't know about 200 accounts
Yeah.
being like that. Like maybe maybe a few,
Yeah.
but like 200, I think is excessive. I think she does
Mhm.
maybe share a little bit of those views, but she'll never
Yeah.
say that. You know.
No, and she yeah, like Heather said, there has been rumblings that she has these views. It's not just coming from these posts. Like people that know her have said this, and she's been seen posting like pro-Trump things, which of course doesn't necessarily mean that you have these views, but I think this is the stuff that Heather's talking about where she said I've heard rumblings, there's been other posts in the past and so I don't know. Gretchen was in a post with Shannon, like, a couple days ago, or no, it was right before part 3 aired. Before part 3 aired, Shannon posted a picture with Gretchen, and so I kind of feel like they all think that she's vindicated from this, but I didn't feel that way. Like, were you shocked at Andy's response? He was very, like he's usually very anti, like, conservative
Uh-huh.
viewpoints, but
Uh-huh.
he said something to the effect of like, "You can have these views or these views, like it's all welcome," sort of, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he
What's
said
that?
you can I think that that was more so like him not trying to bash somebody's political views. He was like, you can have left wing views, you can have right wing views, either which way. You know what I mean? I
Mhm,
think he was saying, like, as a whole, because I think people, when they are going, like, watching reality TV to get away from all the heaviness of the politics and stuff, he was just trying to, like, let it be known that both views are okay politically, whichever way you
mhm,
may lean. Um,
mhm.
but I did feel like Andy was a little annoyed with Tamra. Like he seems
Yeah,
a little fed up with her. He seems a little like more on Gretchen's side. Like I definitely got
shocking.
that. Yeah, like I don't this whole cyber analysis, I'm like, okay, like
No.
what does it prove? What does it say? Does it, when it said associated with Tamra or linked back to Tamra, what are we saying here? Are you saying she
Mhm,
started these? Are you saying that she's connected to them as in they're linked to fan pages about her, people that talk about her? Like it was so unclear and like
mhm,
supposed to be like this mic drop moment. I guess the big thing
mhm.
was supposed to be that the post in question was actually not a real post, that it was a
Yeah. Well, they
manufactured post.
Yeah, they tried to say it was AI, and like Tamara pointed out, I don't think that AI was to that level 3 years ago, and there's no it was literally just a report saying this like, that's not proof, you know? We need some sort of, like, scientific formula here. I did see Alexis Bellino did an interview showing, like, that Gretchen was tied to this cyber analysis person or is, like, friends with her and Slade, no shock, so I don't think it's very valid at all, so
And I honestly think that they didn't really give this cyber analysis any merit. Andy was kind of like, read it out loud. Like they didn't like do a deep
Mhm.
dive into it
No.
or like really give it any weight. It was kind of like, okay, you did a cyber analysis. It linked to Tamara. Nobody even really took it serious that it linked to Tamara. Like in what
No.
way? Like she said, it could be linked to maybe one of her fan pages or whatever. Like, I don't think it was the mic drop moment that Gretchen thought it was going to be
No.
at all. And again, but they did brush over the fact that Gretchen was liking these posts and she admitted to unliking them and was following these pages and admitted to maybe going back and unfollowing, or Tamara had proof that she went back and unfollowed 200 pages, and people were so focused on like Emily's particularly. Well, how do you know that? How do you know she
Yeah.
unfollowed 200 pages? Let's stay on the point.
Yeah.
She unfollowed 200 pages. She was following these pages. She was liking these posts. Like everybody's so quick to throw something back at Tamara. But my question to you is, do you think Tamara was lying? Like,
Well, I mean, I didn't like that Emily was sort of being like, "Well, why you knew about this? Why did you sit on it?" and all that stuff. Because it's like that's what they do, right? You know stuff about people, you bring it out at the right time. It doesn't negate what Gretchen did, and it wouldn't have made a lot of sense for if Gretchen came back on the first day and Tamara was like, "Here's these posts," then people wouldn't have maybe taken it seriously because they're like, "You just don't like her." You have to wait for the right moment, and they all do stuff like that. So I don't know. Emily was sort of like missing the point of it all, I felt like. But Andy did seem annoyed with Tamara, but I can't figure out what. There must be stuff going on behind the scenes, right? Maybe
yeah.
they're in a fight or something, or she's asking for too much to come back. I don't know what's going on, but it didn't seem like she did anything unless he believes this whole leaking thing. That's the only thing I could
Yeah,
think of.
yeah, that's what he seemed. But I mean, that's what I mean. Do you think she's lying about this whole leaking thing?
I don't know because she's been on the show for how many seasons? Like 15 seasons. And also, if she's leaking these stories, how come no one posted like this is what's happening no one leaked the season. So who she told all these bloggers exactly what goes down on the season, but we didn't see any of it posted anywhere cuz
Yeah.
bloggers if they get that like bloggers, pages, whatever, whoever they're referencing, they would have posted that if Tamara told them, and I don't feel like Tamara like, what would the point be in that, you know? And the things that
Yeah.
she told were so silly and trivial. It wasn't like things to get people on Tamara's side. It was like, "We had lunch at this place, and we did that." It was also stuff that Gretchen and Slade would know. I know Gretchen tried to say at one point, like, she didn't know this was going on, but the person told after the season filmed. It was,
Yeah,
like, May.
that's
So
that was my main point watching it. I was like, why are they honing in on this point of like only Tamara and Gretchen, only Tamara and Gina knew
yeah.
this, so it had to be Tamara if it wasn't
Mhm.
Gina. And even Angie saying, "Oh, it couldn't have been Slade because Slade wouldn't have been privy to the information that you and Gina knew." And I'm thinking to myself, the season had filmed. Everybody knew everything. So what the fuck are you guys talking about? It really could have been Slade because the interaction
Mhm.
between the girls and Gretchen already happened. Gina confronting Gretchen already happened. So I'm like, what
Yeah.
is everybody talking about? Thinking that they have this smoking gun of like, only Tamara and Gina knew. So if it
Yeah.
wasn't Gina, it had to be Tamara. I'm like, everybody on this stage knew because it filmed.
Yeah, and did they say that they deleted the DMs or something? Like, what? Because if you can
Change the username, she said.
but you would still be able to find the DM, even if they changed the username, but I think she said they deleted it or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, that's what she said.
and, like, yeah, do your cyber analysis on the DM then, Gretchen, if you can figure out so much about the online stuff, but we talked to Slade at BravoCon because we thought it was him in the voice, and he said he said it was a he, and so everyone's guessing it was Jeff Lewis,
Mhm.
which would make sense because Jeff Lewis is obviously in with a lot of bloggers, not bloggers, like Kiki, Monique. They're both on Andy, like
Mhm.
Sirius, whatever, Radio Andy. So it could be that Jeff heard from one of these pages, and it would make sense that it was him. He's also really close with Shannon and anti-Tamara, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
But until they tell us who this person on the phone was, we don't know if that's a credible source or not. I don't know
Yeah.
how I can trust them if I don't know if it's someone that's close with Gretchen or a random person. Like, we need more
Yeah.
info.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, why does everyone think that they have this smoking gun when like the season filmed, it just hadn't aired. It filmed, it hadn't aired. So everybody on the stage or everybody who knows anything about the season or was included in the season knows what happened,
Yeah.
you know?
I Yeah, none of that made sense to me. Also, while I was filming, I had someone reach out to me. I can't remember if they sent pictures or not, but they're like, I'm at this restaurant. Katie, Heather, and someone else, Gina maybe, are having lunch here, and it's so cool. And I'm sitting close to them and I can hear what they're saying. It was one of my followers. So for them to think like all this is under wraps and no one knows what they're doing, like if you're at a restaurant or at a party, there is like they're very well known people at this point. There's people DMing bloggers and telling their friends, I saw this and this. So all the stuff that that Tamara leaked allegedly is all stuff that was like public filming, except for the taking down Gretchen part. But
Mhm.
there's ways that that can get out, not just from Tamara. So
Yeah.
I personally don't think that Tamara is leaking stuff. I think that just doesn't make sense to me. She's been on for so long, and why would like I just don't see the benefit to her risking her
Yeah.
job.
And
She
that's what
loves
she
the
said.
job.
That's what she said. I
Yeah.
love my job. I take it very serious. I would never risk it like that. That's when I believed her, you
hmm
know?
And like,
Um,
what about Katie? Right? Katie, maybe Tamara told Katie all everything going on, and Katie would be more likely to talk to bloggers because she's done it. So I just don't know how
I think they
they
all
pinpoint.
talk to that. I hate
Yeah,
calling them bloggers because I
I
do
know.
feel
It's
like
so
it's a
stupid.
way to discredit. It's trying to discredit what they are doing.
hmm
But I'll just say creators. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I do think, yeah, like it literally could have been anyone. It could have been
hmm
Gretchen that did it and said, say it's Tamara. Like it's just so many ways to like, it was just so annoying how they thought they had this smoking gun. And I'm like thinking to myself, like A plus B is not equaling C. And like even Andy's not clocking it, which he
No.
usually does, you know?
Well, and show one receipt, then show the DM from Tamara to the blogger or creator. Show the phone call from Tamara to the creator. There would be receipts. So wherever this phone call guy heard it from or saw it, if he knows for 100% fact, that means you saw the DMs from her. You can't say you can't just say I heard this. Like if you're saying it as a fact, then you saw it. So show the camera.
Yeah, and they
So
thought that the smoking gun was like the information he knew. Like obviously, yeah, but that information could have come. Like, yes, we know that you know something because clearly you know what's about to happen on our whole season. It's
mhm.
not a fact that it came from Tamara. It could have came from anyone
No.
involved in the season. So
Yeah, if you want us to believe Tamara did it, then show the receipt that Tamara did it. That shouldn't be hard to get. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems like they were trying to they did blindside Tamara and they just wanted that moment because I think they know she can be explosive.
oh,
And I think they wanted her to quit maybe again. I'm shocked she didn't. I definitely thought she was
she's like,
gonna.
this is an ambush. But I do see that when Tamara's back is against the wall, she really does not know how to communicate. She really does
hmm
not know how to articulate herself. She was like coming at Emily for calling her a name when it's like, girl, you called her an asshole first. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like everything that Emily threw at her, she just tried to throw back at Emily. And it's like, actually, no, you kind of got spicy first. So, like, you got to
Yeah.
have to hold that one. But when her back's against the wall, she doesn't really know how to react. That's pretty obvious.
hmm Yeah, that was a little low with the podcast thing. Something that kind of annoys me about Tamara and Teddy's podcast, which I love their podcast, but if you go to like their podcast page with their episodes, they actually have like 4 or 5 other podcasts on their thing, which counts towards their number. So you'll see them like in the top 10 or whatever on the chart, but they have so many podcasts under their name that it's not just their podcast. It's like a big group of them, which they
Oh,
do. to get it off the ground, like she said. Then they put Emily on her own page, and then it tanked, so they had to put her back on the Two Teas in a Pod. So it's a little confusing. So when you go to their episodes, it's like there's the Two Teas in a Pod episode, but then there'll be an Emily's podcast, and they have like some with a couple other housewives, and it's all
Oh,
under their name.
okay.
So
Okay. So it's like, so are the episodes still called Two Teas in a Pod, or is
no,
Emily's podcast called something else?
it's called something else. It's called Legally Brunette, but it's on Tamara's, like, I guess it's on her RSS feed or whatever.
Mm,
So it'd be like if we had someone do a podcast now, but we put it on our stream. So it's like a different name, but it's still on, like, under our, it still
under
counts for
reality
us.
receipts. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, which I think is a great idea to get listeners, but yeah, there's a bunch of different, there's also Teddy and Erica's podcast under it. So like there's like 10 different, there's a Traders one. So when you go to their page, you're seeing like 10 different podcasts. So it's a little confusing, but
Yeah, that
I
is
don't know how it
confusing.
works. Like, because Tamara said our page or our channel, but it's an iHeart podcast. So I don't know if it's iHeart or if they get a cut. I don't know how that all works, but
Mm-mm.
kind of mean to Emily, but also very smart, because look at us talking about Emily's podcast now, and maybe that was calculated on Tamara's part, because if she's making money off Emily's pod, why not, right? Like,
Right.
get people talking, even if it is kind of mean, but smart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it was unnecessary in the argument for sure. So,
yeah, it
uh,
sort of feels like maybe her and Emily concocted that to get the podcast talked about, but I don't know. So
yeah, I don't know. I think definitely, like you said at the start, very unanswered questions, lots of, it's like, oh, they're like, oh, we're going to show this airport scene that's supposed to be like, oh, cameras picked up. And I'm like, that was on the season. We saw that.
yeah,
What are we all talking about here? Like,
I didn't get that
oh,
either.
and then it's like you guys are talking about how you couldn't find the post that she liked, but it's like Tamara has proof in her hand that she was
Mhm.
going back and unliking posts 3 days ago. So yeah, it's very plausible that you guys looked it up the next morning. By that time, she's on to it. She went back, she unliked the post. Like a lot of stuff just wasn't making sense. You guys thought you guys were having this like, I looked for the post, I couldn't find it. Okay, you looked the whole next morning after this all blew up. She could have unliked
Mhm.
it. Oh, but she did follow the pages, so I don't know. That's a
Yeah, that's
smoking
worse.
gun right there. That's worse. Like I don't, and everybody
Mhm.
was so like, eh, eh,
Yeah.
about it, and like kind of just let it go. And then I don't know.
Mhm.
It like again, like not based on the previews, not what I was like expecting that we were gonna get at all. So
I agree. I think we both said that before. Like, there better be some kind of receipt, not just Gretchen reading a paper saying Tamara did it, and it was just Gretchen reading a paper. So I don't know. It was left very ambiguous, and I don't think that Tamara talked to bloggers, but I'm sure she's told people in her life. So without a receipt with showing Tamara writing out this information, I don't believe that Tamara directly told creators, and maybe in a roundabout way, like I said, Katie did it, or friends, I don't know, but
anybody could
it could
do it.
be
Like
anybody. Yeah.
if you're close friends with somebody and you're telling them about what's going on in your daily life,
Mhm.
you could then go tell your husband who's gonna share it with, like, that's how we get a lot of our tea. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like you
exactly.
done told somebody that you think is you wouldn't even imagine like that.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna tell this person, and this person told this person, and this person actually follows Reality Ashley and Storytime with Ricky, gonna go tell them the whole fucking
Yeah.
season. Like you just don't know the trail.
Yeah.
And it's like I just don't think that any of them have been so tight-lipped about the season that they
No.
didn't share anything that went on. So
Yeah, for them to be like, only Tamara could have done this is crazy. So I
yeah.
just hope going on to season 20 that we're not talking about Gretchen and Tamara storylines from 15 years ago. I know with Vicky coming
Seriously.
back, it probably will be some older stuff brought up, but I hope they have some new drama, because I've had enough.
Even that like got skipped over, the naked wasted. Like you
Mhm.
said out of your own mouth that you called the damn
Yeah.
that you went to the
Hospital.
damn hospital, and then now it's like, oh, I misspoke, and it was just all whatever.
Mhm.
It was all silly. It was all
Well,
silly. No answers, but
no, it was left very open. So I don't know if they're going to talk more about it next season, if Gretchen will be back. We did ask a few of the cast members at BravoCon, and we heard December is when they decide. So should be soon. So we'll
coming
see
up.
what happens.
Yeah.
Should we get into Salt Lake City now?
Yeah, let's get to Salt Lake City. Mary's church is back open.
So we saw Mary's church in this episode. I don't know if you saw, but Andy actually said this episode, he said it in some press, I think, during BravoCon, that this was top 10 episodes, like one of the top 10 episodes of Housewives of all time. So he really, I know, he really talked it up. So my expectations were like here.
Yeah.
I
What
didn't find it.
what the hell even happened in this episode that was so like
No, I know. I don't know. I think because it was a lot of like personal conversations. And so he liked that. So that's obviously what he finds compelling TV. I did like it, but in terms of top 10 of all time, no, I don't think so. So
Okay, remind me what happened, because now I'm like,
Right.
where did we start? Where did we start?
I think
This
that's the problem
episode.
when you set expectations too high. It's like now, maybe I would have thought that if you didn't say it, and now I'm like, no. So it started with this high body count potluck. So
Oh.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God. One thing I did realize in these episodes is I do not like Brittany. I do not
no,
like there's something about her personality that is just so off-putting. She tries too hard. She
mm-hmm,
don't got it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And like the fact that everyone is rallying around her and like, oh my God, acting like she really just got her ass whooped. I'm just like,
mm-hmm.
oh my God.
It is very confusing because they all, like I said, remember going back to whatever island they were on with the yacht, and she was in the background, like trying to talk to everyone, and they were ignoring her. Like they don't want nothing to do with her. They don't like
Hmm.
her. They feel the way you feel. Then this plane ride, and suddenly it's like Brittany. They're all rallying around her like they're her best friend, going against Lisa and Meredith. So I can't help but feel like it's setting up some big. Whitney told us the finale is crazy. There's a big reveal.
Yeah.
Something's going on, something fishy, right? Like I totally understand if Meredith and Lisa were not nice to Brittany on the plane, but I mean, Brittany did, bring up Meredith's husband cheating, and she had her reasons to be mad. That we've seen worse fights, basically, is what I'm saying. So I don't understand what's going on here, but they've all
Yeah.
of a sudden become Brittany's bestie. So
Yeah, I
it's
don't
very
know.
odd.
Yeah, it is very
Something's
odd.
off.
Something's
Hmm.
off. This is what really happened. What, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Hmm.
Something's off. I agree. Because I'm like, Brittany's definitely not the type to tuck her tail. She stands up for
No.
herself. Like, and all of a sudden, you're like a wounded dog. You can't defend yourself. They were being so mean. They were harassing you the whole time. They're standing firm on. They weren't even fucking talking to you. They never touched you.
Hmm.
They were talking
Yeah.
to each other. And I'm sure the truth lies somewhere in the middle. And
Oh, is that you? Did
what?
you sent me something where somebody said like everyone on the plane had signed an NDA and that
Yeah, there's
there
rumblings of
is
that, right? Yeah.
mhm, there
Yeah.
is footage.
Yeah, there's rumblings that everyone on the plane signed an NDA. That's why there's no like they're waiting for the reunion to release this footage, and it's going to be like, so I think we'll see what happens. I think the
Mhm.
truth lies somewhere in the middle, but again, it's still very bizarre. I mean, Brittany's riding the wave. She's like, "Oh, these bitches hated me and now they love me, so I'm just going to ride
Yeah,
this wave." But like to be giving her stuffed animals and like with their voices in it, like, "I love you," like it's so fake. And that's why
weird.
I fucks with Mary, because Mary's like,
Yeah.
I'm not, first of all, don't touch my hair. And second of all, no, I still on the fence about, I feel bad about what happened to her, but like, I'm not giving
Mhm.
her a bear with my voice in it. It says absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
And she did call Mary like the least Christ-like woman, and knowing Mary like runs a church, like that's pretty brutal. So that's what we mean.
Yeah.
Brittany handles her own. So to see her as this quiet little victim on the plane is odd. Important question. Have you ever had a veggie plate, like when you're having a party and you open the broccoli and it does smell like fart? That happened to me on Canada Day. I had a
Yeah.
party. I pulled
Yeah.
out the broccoli. It smelled like something died in my house. I
Yeah.
had to literally take it to the curb. It was so bad.
Broccoli smells
Horrible.
so horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So I related in that moment. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've seen, like, you open broccoli for a party and your guests are not going to be happy. And maybe it has to be like fresh because I think I bought one of those like pre made veggie trays. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's, I think it's when it's trapped in the plastic for a day. It's not good.
No bueno.
Not good at all. So, but I like, broccoli tastes good, just doesn't smell good. So,
Yeah.
Whitney points out that Bronwyn's not wearing her wedding ring. What did you think about that?
Like, what do I think about Bronwyn and Todd's chat,
Yeah.
or just the
Yeah,
Bronwyn? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, because it's like, do I think that Todd and Bronwyn seem like they have absolutely no chemistry, nothing in common? Sure. Does Todd seem like he does not want to be on film and like literally has nothing to gain from this show and is purely doing it for the sake of his wife?
Mhm.
Yes. Do I agree with Todd that like she should not be sharing their business with a bunch of untrustworthy friends?
Mhm.
Yes. Like, you know what I mean? I just do I think that their conversation's stale because I don't know if it's because that's the way he talks to her, because he just genuinely doesn't want to be there. I all things are true.
I'm
And
just
he says he likes where their relationship is at. He says he doesn't want an arrangement. We've seen her kind of propose that. But this isn't the group of women that you would want knowing your business. He's
yeah.
valid in those feelings. Like,
I'm just laughing because I was thinking of that video I sent you last night.
which
Is
one?
the real bad necklaces on Instagram made it. It's like, you know, they have the one with Todd farting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you can't see it, but go to the real bad necklaces on Instagram and they made a compilation of Todd and Jared and Todd farting. So it made me
Yeah.
laugh. So
Yeah, I thought
I
the interaction was weird. I thought it was very awkward to watch, but I think
yeah.
Todd is valid. Like, I would not want those ladies knowing anything, because the second they get mad at Bronwyn, it's like gout
Mhm.
dick, you open marriage, fuck y'all,
Farting.
fuck everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not a safe
Mhm.
space at all. So
I think that Bronwyn wants an arrangement. That's what it's giving to me because she keeps bringing it up like she's not really mad that he's caught looking at other women. She's like, let's just talk about an arrangement. Like we don't have one yet, but like we could get one. Like I don't know. It's very bizarre. Like she wants it because no one even brought up an arrangement but her. She's just come up with the solution
Well,
to the problem.
I think that's the solution, right? Like, well, if you're going to
Hmm.
be out here fucking and you're going to be out here embarrassing me, then at least I'm going to be out here fucking too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get why you want an arrangement, because it's like, if you're going to be doing it anyway, then let's both benefit from it. And at
Hmm.
least I know what's going on. So when somebody comes to me with the information, I'm not freaking surprised. I'm not like
Hmm.
caught off guard. I know exactly what's happening. I think she said that to Whitney. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
I picked her for him, like, type of deal. But it's like, yeah, she wants to get in where she fits in.
Well, and she keeps talking about how she had this deep conversation about their sex life with Whitney, but she really didn't. She didn't talk about their sex life at all, right? And so I don't know what's going on with their sex life. Like maybe is she not attracted to Todd anymore, and so maybe they haven't had sex in a long time. Some married couples go years, so maybe that's why he is like out here making out and farting and looking at girls on the plane. And so she knows that like I'm not attracted to you. I can't give you what you need, but you're getting out there to get it. So I want to get out there to get it too. So, because she hasn't told us about, she's not like on here talking to Whitney saying like, "Oh, we have a healthy sex life. We have sex once a week or once a month or whatever it is." She's not said what they do together. She's just talking about what they could do. They could have an arrangement, but she's not said we have a good sex life or we don't. So
Right,
she's
right, right.
talking about having these deep talks, but we haven't seen her have any deep talks. So I didn't really know what she was talking about because she seems like I told you before, I feel like she came on this show to get divorced. I think she has been over Todd for a while, and she always finds these ways to like air him out on screen a little,
Mm-hmm,
even though she
mm-hmm.
passes it off as like just being real, but she wants us to know the problems is what I feel
Yeah,
like.
for sure. For sure. And I
So
think,
that
like, if Todd has nothing to gain from this show. You
no.
know, at the end of the day, he's got his money up. Like, so he has to love Bronwyn in some capacity or be into it, or else he'd be like, "No, I'm not doing this show at all." Like,
Mhm,
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
mhm,
But yeah, I think you're right. I think she's trying to present their problems as opposed to he's kind of like, "Well, why are you doing this? Like, how does this
mhm.
serve us or help us as a couple?" And I think she's not trying to help them as a couple. She's trying to get
No.
out. She wants out. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anyone can see how uncomfortable he is with it all, and if she truly loved him and cared about him, what's a show over your marriage and someone you truly love, right? You would not either not do the show or because your marriage means that much to you, but I don't think it does, right? And so she sees it as an escape route. I can show everyone how he treats me and what he's doing, and no one's gonna fault me for trying to get out of this marriage, right? And now she's got her own thing going, so maybe this is what Andy means though, because we did see every couple sort of have these like little heart to heart talks.
mhm,
Because then we
mhm.
saw Lisa and John have a chat. What did you think of their chat? Like we saw them at BravoCon and they seemed fine. Like he was like, well, I was gonna say he was being so supportive, but he was really there for it was his birthday and we sang happy birthday to him and he was like
Taking
taking
pictures
all
of
the
everybody.
selfies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he was there taking videos of Lisa, I just realized. So wait a minute, maybe they aren't so good. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I think she was correcting him on correcting her in front of their son. I agree
Yeah.
with Lisa on that front. Like, you
Mhm.
correct me in private, do not correct me in public because that
Yeah.
opens up a can of worms. That gives him a space to talk back and get snarky with me. You correct me in private, but I do think that Lisa can be defensive. We all see that she doesn't listen. I doubt that she
Mhm.
just listens to her husband. I think the
Yeah.
same issues that we see her having with the girls, like she has with her man. So I think that
Mhm.
that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell she was hurt when he said, "We only talk about business," but, I mean, I think that happens a lot with couples when their kids grow up and they at least they have that to talk about. I think when people have their own careers and their kids grow up, they can really drift apart, so I don't think that's such a bad thing that they have to talk about their business, but I think
Actually, I had seen, I don't know if you've seen it, and I don't know how true it is, but there was like a study that came out that said that most married couples, which this is so sad, that they only talk for about 15 minutes a day, on average of 15 minutes a day, about
Mhm.
topics that have nothing to do with like work or the household. Like, if it's not
Oh.
about their daily, like, routine,
Yeah.
kids, work, what's going on in the house and work, that they average 15 minutes of conversation. I was like, "Oh God, what?
See,
Like, no."
I feel like mine's probably 0, and when John is talking about this business stuff and Lisa's sad, I'm like, "No, that sounds good to me," but I see me and my husband are both Capricorns, so our life revolves around, like, work and, like, what we're growing and what we're building and all of that, so we like that, but I definitely see, like, the lack of some people need more of an emotional connection, but we
Yeah.
also my husband and I, like, at night when the kids go to bed, we always hang out together, like, we watch something together, we talk, we never do separate stuff, but I know that's not common. Like, I think a lot of married couples go their separate way in the evening, right? Like, one plays video games, one goes to bed and looks on TikTok, and I know a lot of couples that we know, like, one parent sleeps with the kids in the bed, and they don't like, if we didn't have that time, I can't imagine how disconnected we would feel because
Yeah.
we literally wouldn't see each other ever because that's the only
Yeah.
time we see each other, and our kids
Yeah.
are night owls, so it's, like, late, but we at least talk to each other. I know a lot of married couples don't while the kids are there, so I can't even imagine once the kids grow up and you're, like, with this stranger all of a sudden, right? Like, "Oh,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
I
know
think
you."
that's the difference of like being with somebody that you actually like. Like, a lot,
Yeah.
are you and you guys take that time to make that time for each other. I think a lot of married couples, unfortunately, that have been married for a long time. Hell, I don't know. I'm not fucking married, but you know what I mean? They don't like each other. So it's easy to
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go in here with the kids. Bye." Like.
Mhm. Yeah, I never understand, like, if a parent sleeps with the kids, how I mean, I would have to get into people's business to find out, like, so when are you alone? When is that happening?
That's not happening.
If you are a parent
we're in the business of getting into people's
Yeah.
business. So
True.
y'all tell us in the comments, but I think that that's a
Yeah.
common theme, and that's why you have those situations where it's like, we haven't had sex in years. That
Yeah.
sounds insane to me. Being married to somebody and not sleeping with them in years. So what are you doing?
Mhm.
What are you doing? Like,
Yeah, if you're a parent that sleeps in the bed with the kids, which also, like, I think that sounds amazing. When my husband's out of town, the kids sleep with me, and it makes me sad that I can't do that all the time, but then I know my marriage would probably fall apart. So if you do that, like, let us know what you do, because I'm assuming that you have, like, maybe there's, like, meetings earlier in the day or in the morning. I don't know. Tell us what you do, because I
yeah.
always am curious how that works if you don't sleep in the
You
same bed.
sleep in the
Because
bed
apparently it
maybe
works
till they
really
fall
well.
asleep, maybe till the kids fall asleep, and then you go back into the room with your
I don't
man.
know.
I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like that's just if you don't like your spouse, sleeping with the kids would be like the number one way to just not ever see them. It would be like, man, I'm sorry, we
Or
can't sleep
or
together. So
or ever have to do anything. It's just like, oh,
exactly.
got to put the kids to sleep.
See
Sorry.
you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like. But we don't know what we're talking about. So tell us what you do. I mean, not that anyone wants to out their business like
I
that, but
know.
if you
GMS
do.
anonymously if you want to tell us your tea.
Yes. There's always lunch, kids go to school in the day, have lunchtime visits or whatever you
They'll
gotta
be
do. So
working, girl. They don't have time.
true.
You think I'm coming home on my lunch break to give you some, bitch? Please.
People do that. I think people do that. So maybe they meet up in like a Tim Hortons bathroom or something. I don't
I
know.
don't fucking know, but all I know is, mm, mm,
Anyways,
what the hell were we even talking about?
Lisa Lisa and John talking business only. So
Yeah, it's not a
we'll
good
see.
sign, in my opinion.
No.
But
No, I agree. And then then we get into the Brittany and Jared. And I didn't understand when someone says they have a relationship where they break up and get back together all the time, that's like crazy to me because like I said, I don't really fight a lot with my husband, but watching this interaction, it makes all the sense in the world now. They are so like volatile and they couldn't even have just a little conversation. It totally devolved into madness. So,
yeah.
what did you think of the hug with the moaning? What was that?
Who moaned? Oh,
They
yeah,
were
she was
both,
like,
like, deep breathing,
and
heavy
this feels
breathing.
so good. Yeah.
It was nasty.
The thing was, their interaction was, I don't know, because she thought that he was trying to be there and support her during the most traumatizing thing of her life. I think
No,
that
the 6th most
she said
traumatizing.
that.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I saw a clip for the next episode, and she does say that to Lisa, I think. She says that was the 6th most traumatizing.
Okay, because on this episode, she
Anyway.
said the most traumatizing thing of her life. And I remember being like, this is so dramatic. Like, this girl is really milking this. Like,
Mm.
I need to see what happened because she's making, like, the way that she's making it seem is like they locked her up in the overhead bin and, like, wouldn't let her out, like, for the entire flight. Like, bitch, you're really milking it. And you think that you thought Jared was going to be supportive, but he's calling you out on you flirting with all of these men.
Mhm.
Granted, you don't want to be my boyfriend. You don't want to commit to me. You don't want to be in a relationship. So, bitch, what the fuck you worried about what the hell I'm doing? So, to then turn it back around, she asked him blatantly, you hop, skip, and jump after I ask you what you want to do regarding
Mhm.
us. I want to figure it out. That's a grown fuckboy answer. She asked him
Mhm.
directly again, and he didn't fucking answer it.
Yeah.
And she's right. No answer is an answer. So get the fuck on. Don't question me about what the fuck I'm doing. I can fuck anybody I want. I
Yeah.
will hop on Captain Jason's boat whenever I want because you don't want to be in a committed situation or a
Yeah.
relationship with me. And you made that clear. But then it's like you storm off. And then the minute he's like, Brittany, you're like, what? Like, like waiting for him to come after you, waiting for that moment for him
Mhm.
for you guys to just coddle and make up, and it's honestly exhausting. He don't
Yeah.
want to be with that girl. How do you go from being engaged to not being engaged to now y'all ain't even in a fucking relationship? Girl.
It's clear he's good at fucking with her head and that she gives him those reactions and they both are very toxic. And
Yeah.
Jared's ex-wife actually followed our pod page. So I was like, should I reach out and talk to her? But then I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think we know everything we need to know about Jared. There's nothing that would surprise me. I don't feel like there's any tea. Like, he's a
Asshole. He's
mess.
a
Yeah.
mess. He's an asshole. He's a grown fuck boy. He doesn't want to commit. And
No.
he's just dealing with Brittany for as long as she allows it.
Yeah.
And he probably is very entertained by this cycle of, toxicness. So it's just like when she stormed off and he called her and she stopped. My God, you're not even going to pretend to be mad for like a day.
Right?
I at least give it a day. Like, I'm dramatic for at least a day.
Yeah. It was giving high school fight, like her storming away like through the trail and in the grass, and she
And
was
she's
like
like
lost.
tumbling over the rocks. He didn't even help her. Like, I'm like, oh God, this guy's a class
Yeah.
act.
I feel like if they had their own reality show, it would definitely be a hot mess and
Mhm.
entertaining. They haven't had that many scenes of them together like that. So I see why it's a mess, but I'm interested to see where this is all going, because I know Brittany, when I saw an interview she talked about how she thought she was getting a snowflake and then she didn't, but she is like a main cast member. Like every episode is
So
revolving
she's
around her.
not technically a housewife.
No, she's just a friend of, which
Oh.
is weird, right? Because
I
they're
don't
making her the
know. I don't know though. I don't know that she has it. I'm telling you, like she doesn't she doesn't have that pizzazz that Lisa Barlow has. Like we were just talking about. You either have it or you don't. Taylor Frankie Paul has it. Lisa Barlow has it. Like Brittany does not have it. She doesn't
No.
have it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's like. It feels like they're setting stuff up, right? Like with this
For
whole
sure.
coddling Brittany
For
and
sure.
she's the
For
victim.
sure.
So
I would like to see more scenes with Brittany and Jared though. I think they're chaotic and that's always just fun.
Mhm.
So
yeah, they're messy. But then we get into Mary and her church. It was sad when she mentioned Robert Jr. was high, so he's relapsed, which is heartbreaking.
yeah.
Yeah, I know she goes through a lot with him, so I hope that he's doing better now. I don't know. I don't know if we've heard much. Like usually she talks about him in interviews, but I haven't seen her talk about him in interviews lately, so I don't know if he's doing well or not, but
Yeah.
probably at the reunion she'll go more into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the girls obviously have called her church a cult. There's this documentary coming out January 1st. What was your feeling? Because you go to church, right?
I go to church. I used to go to, so black churches are very different. It's very on brand with what you saw. Have you ever been to an all black church? Have you ever
No.
been? Okay. So they are like Pentecostal church are like that. The churches I used to go to growing up were very much like that. They're not like
Mhm.
that now. The church I go to now, I do I go to Zoe Church, which is like main pastor is white. It's not a black church. So it's not the same experience.
Okay.
I didn't get cold. I just got, yeah, that's
Yeah.
seems about right. Yeah, I've been to churches that are just like
Yeah.
that, like the jumping and the praising and the speaking in tongues and running up and down the aisle.
Uh-huh.
That's what I used to. That was my experience growing up, and it's actually why I don't like going to all black churches anymore. I'm like, when I was a kid, that shit used to scare me. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on here? So I think that's actually a part of church that makes me very uncomfortable. I'm like,
Yeah.
so
not-
I don't like it. I
You don't like that part.
I don't like. That's what I don't like. That's what growing up. Like experiencing the people running up and down, shouting, screaming in tongues. Like I really couldn't, as a kid. It's just kind of confusing.
Scary.
Like it's scary. I didn't like it. I wasn't able to resonate with it. Maybe as I've been to actually all black churches even as an adult, and it still. I think it was just like. As a kid, those feelings still came back up, and I was just like, I don't like it. I want to hear the word, okay? I want to hear the message. I can't hear it. You're speaking all loud. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's never resonated with me when it's like, God has something for you. Like, dude, you just tell me what like, I just
Yeah.
want to hear the word. I want to hear the message. I want to hear how it relate. Like, I just want to hear
Yeah.
the message. So sometimes
Yeah,
it could be like a little distracting.
mhm.
So I just know they was in that church like, the fuck is
Yeah.
but they knew the cameras were rolling, so they knew that they had to keep it cute. It can feel very powerful. It can be very
Mhm.
moving. Like, it just you can't help but like to like cry, or like you feel, because there's so much energy going on in the room. I
Yeah.
will say that I have been to a church that I actually, when I walked out of that church, I was like, this is a cult. And I won't say the name of the church because it's actually a very, very popular church. I went because when I used to work in home care, one of the
Uh-huh.
caregivers invited me. And when I tell you that there was a line, the first thing was I got there at 7 o'clock because I thought the service started at, she was like, oh, there's a bit of a line. I thought the damn service started at 7:30.
Uh-huh.
The service started at 10. So people were lined up. I shit you not. People camping out inside like tents, chairs, lined down the block by 10. And I'm like, what is this for? And they're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
for service. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And they're like, oh, they called him. I don't even want to say what they called him because people will put together what church I'm talking about. That
Is
I
this
think
the one that Justin Bieber and stuff goes to?
I
Like
don't
that one?
know. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I don't know.
I've heard
I don't
about someone, like some church like
So,
this.
so I don't know, but I have to check. But I will say that the Zoe Church, the church that I go to,
Uh-huh.
he officiated Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's wedding, and I was so
Ah,
surprised to see him on there. I was like, what
that's
the fuck
cool.
is my pastor doing up there? But he's Christian, and they did like a whole Catholic thing. That's a story for another day. My
Okay.
cult story is they were like, everybody comes from out of town, out of the country to see the pastor, like to see the pastor. And
Uh,
when I was in there, they were like, he was prophesying, which is like telling people what's going to happen in their life. And I'm literally in there like, this is bullshit. Like, everybody was crying, and I'm looking around like, I was in that bitch for 5 hours. I was like, let me out of here. I got out of there feeling like I had just experienced a cult. Now, that was a cult.
uh-huh.
People flying out of town just to see this man, just to touch this man. And I'm like, this man
Oh
is
my
not a
gosh.
guy. He walked out looking, I don't want to say what he's going to look like because I feel like you put together who it is. Looking like he had a diamond chain on, watch, iced out. I was looking at him. I was
Oh
like,
no.
and I think a big scandal came out that he cheating on his wife with all these people, all these young girls from the church, paying their bills,
Oh
impregnating
my
them, and
gosh.
all. It was a whole thing. So that was a cult.
Yeah.
I don't think Mary's. I would have to go and fill out the vibes of like if it's cult like, you know. But I've definitely been to churches that felt cult like. But I don't know. I appreciated the flashback of Whitney kind of giving some of the lore of the Mary of it
Yeah.
all. I will watch the documentary because I am curious what they have to say about it. Um,
Mhm.
but I didn't get cult vibes just from the little clip that we've
No.
seen. Did you?
No, I think what maybe bothers some people or like is a red flag to some people is that what Mary and her husband seem very wealthy. So that's the
Mm.
part where they're like, what's happened? Where's this money coming from? Because like you mentioned with this other guy with the iced out, it's like they take money at the church
Yep.
and for what purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if people give it willingly, knowing where it's going, then that's fine. But I think that's the thing, right? You get a cult like mentality, and then the people give all their money, and where is that going? So that's what I think they're going to
Yeah.
talk about in this documentary. And I don't know though, like maybe Mary's husband has money from something else. It's not coming from the church.
Yeah,
So
I
I don't
guess
know.
I was always under the impression that Mary got her money from her whatever happened with from her husband, and maybe from the
Hmm.
grandmother passing away. I know that pastors essentially are working for the church, so they do pay their salaries out of what people are giving to the church.
Yeah.
So, depending on the size of your congregation, that could be a hefty salary. I don't know if she's like a multi-millionaire from the church. Like Mary seems to have a bag. I figured it came from, right? Like she got some
Yeah.
type of huge
Well, I'm just
settlement or whatever. When I'm trying to look up motherfucking Justin Bieber's church.
Yeah, it says her grandmother left the church and companies. They have like business ventures, printing companies that do billboards and shopping bags, restaurants, chain of salons. So yeah, I
Okay.
don't think it's coming straight from the church,
What?
So what?
Yeah, no, the Justin Bieber church is not the church I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
But yeah, it was
That's the only one I've heard of.
real culty, bitch. I was like, I was like, does everybody in here know that they're in a cult? Which is so crazy because one of my close friends was going there and I didn't know how to tell her after I went to the service, like, bitch, this is a cult. And then fast forward to everything coming out about like the young girls, and he was sleeping with the young girls, and he was using the church funds to pay their goddamn rent and all kind of stuff. Yes, getting girls pregnant, and then they were like losing their baby. It was like, it like came out that he's basically got like some, he's not connected with the spirit of God, but he has some sorcery going on. Yeah, she was like, oh my God, that church. And then I told her my whole story about how I went and I felt cult vibe. I finally got the ball star. I was like, bitch, I didn't know how to tell you it was in a cult. You was like super into it and I didn't want to rain on your fucking parade. But I went there one time and had such an overwhelmingly bad feeling in there. And like, it was really funny because like everybody's like paying attention to the pastor, wanting to touch him, wanting to get touched by him, wanting him. And I remember looking at all the like employees and they're sitting there like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
so he's like it's like a rock star, basically.
Bitch,
like
yeah. I felt like when he came out, like they had lights going. I was like, what? Like people were lined up down the block, like not even to get in the main church house. They had like a separate house, like just so you could see him on screen. And like, I was like, is he going to start handing out autographs? Like, what the fuck? He's a pastor. Like, he's not God. He's not like a celebrity, but that's how they were treating him.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, this is really bizarre.
Yeah, Mary's church and all of that is just sounds way more interesting. I mean, my mom was raised Irish Catholic, so she tried to take us to church a bit when I was little and do like catechism, which is like Catholic. It was boring as hell. Like there was no singing, there was no dancing, there was no running up and down the aisles. Like if the church was more like Mary's church, I feel like I would have been more interesting. But like you said, a little overwhelming for a child. But
for a kid,
the one I went to was bland.
Yeah, you really get into it, the praise and worship of it all. Like, that's like, the Holy Spirit takes over your body and that's why you're dancing and that's why you're moving that way. But I just remember as a kid, like being like, this is scaring me. Appreciated a little bit more as an adult, but some of those feelings did like resurface to where I was just very uncomfortable. But it was nice to see Mary preach, to see her in her element. She had some messages for the ladies. I thought it was cute. Yeah, I thought it was cute. I would like to see more of that. I am very curious about this documentary and what like proof they have that it's a cult or what like entails it to be a cult, because I think religious cults are very common. There was a whole Netflix thing on it about how all those TikTokers kind of got like wrapped up in this cult world, and it's always very fascinating to me when I'm like, how does this happen to people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't see that this is a cult. Like, you can't see that this shit ain't right. Like, it's crazy to see how people fall for it. But I don't know. Mary's church wasn't giving cult, No.
Well, it is like weird how this documentary literally dropped like the announcement for it as they put Mary's church on the show. Like that was weird because she hasn't really shown the church or talked about it. So it's like they knew, not that Mary's in like cahoots with this documentary. I don't think she's like a part of it whatsoever. I think it's like done rogue, but just weird that they knew the church was going to be featured and the timing is very odd. Right?
Yeah, very odd. Yeah.
But I forgot to mention, remember when we were at BravoCon and we hung out with Real Housewives of Columbus, and she was so nice. She tagged us in a photo, and I know we were like mentioning all the nice people we met and the creators that we loved, but I don't think we mentioned her by name, but she was one of my favorites that we met. So if you're
100%.
listening, Real Housewives of Columbus, go follow her. She's so sweet.
Hey, girl.
I would say 99% of the people were nice.
Yeah.
2 were not. We'll share that story another day, but some
Yeah.
your day is coming of
Yeah,
reckoning. But
snooty
no.
bitches. None of
Yes. But back to Salt Lake. Do you got anything else you want to share?
Okay episode, not all that Andy hyped it up to be.
No.
And again, Whitney really hyped up the ending of the season and like the season finale. So I guess I'm anticipating that and seeing,
Yeah.
you know, maybe her
Hopefully it's
idea
as
of
good as they
dramatic
say.
is as good as they say. Exactly. So
Well, and we're only halfway through the season. I mean, this is episode 10. Usually it goes up to 17. So we still
okay.
got a ways to go. So
Okay.
yeah, Mary did tell us like it's rough on Meredith the rest of the season. So maybe more about the Seth cheating comes out, but he was at BravoCon with her. So obviously they're fine. So see what happens. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think,
Yeah. But you don't think that Mary meant like rough on Meredith in regards to this Britney stuff? No,
no, I
that's not
do
really
think,
that. You think that?
I think, I
This
don't
isn't
know.
really rough on her. She really does not seem to give a rat's ass about it, to be
No.
honest. Like, it's not affecting her at all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
wonder if it's more of the Seth stuff.
Maybe more to
Something.
come. Maybe more to come. Maybe we're gonna see that Meredith was lying. Like that I
Mhm.
could see being a thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll be back to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac another day, and we also have a very special Thanksgiving tea episode coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're just gonna talk and share all the tea that we've gathered recently. So a little treat. Well, I guess not tomorrow. Tomorrow's not Thanksgiving. Couple
No.
days. So
Yeah,
we're a
Thursday.
little ahead.
Thursday.
It's not
Thursday.
my Thanksgiving. So mine was in October because we're weird up here. So
But I think
um
most of you guys listening know that Thanksgiving you prepare a couple days before. So, but we'll
yes.
still try and put something fun for you guys to listen to while you're cooking.
Yeah. And we got our Secret Lives of Mormon Wives recap out finally, and we'll be doing the rest later this week. So lots of good stuff. And then next week we got Love is Blind Italy, the new Vanderpump Rules, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So this week's quiet. Next week, back to crazy. We said December was quiet. We were wrong. So
We're
it's
always wrong.
never quiet. So
Never quiet.
we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.